Okay, full sawn 6/4 by 8 Apatong. We're going to redo that equipment trailer for the school district. I'm going to select sides, select for straightness, route the edges, and kind of get it. It's all dry. It's just got a little wet coming out here. That'll evaporate out, and then we'll get the bottom side of these oiled. I'd like to get 2 coats on it. So in the meantime, once we get these boards prepped, we won't cut them to length yet. They're long enough should be about 10 inches. And we'll get these prepped and get the oil drying, and then we'll worry about setting up the trailer and demoing it to get it ready and see what we got to do. I don't think there's any repair to do, but we'll put some primer under there after we tear the old deck up. Let's get into it. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and get some of those screws out. Give that a try first. All right, there's probably a dozen that I'm gonna have to work on. There's a few 1/4 inch, not 5/16, that I gotta get a different bit for. But I think it should pop off of there pretty easy. Looks like they're tucked under this end, so I'm gonna have to straighten that edge there. No big deal. So they're tucked under, and then they lay down and screw at the back. They're not screwed every cross member. We'll see how the new ones go down. I'll probably add at least one more row into that. It's a pretty good gap up there. It's like 4.5 feet or 5 feet up there without a row. So we'll add those in. set that aside. We'll paint that last one after we work on that ramp. Okay, that is ready to lay the deck. What I'm gonna do, to let these dry a little bit, it looks like, so it's 14 feet or right at 14 feet. Wasn't close enough to 14 feet that I felt comfortable ordering 14 footers, so I ordered 15s because these tuck under there. And I think a lot of that damage could be mitigated on the redeck if I tuck the new boards under there further. So once the paint dries a little bit, I'll take a scrap board and run it in there and just see what there is to hit and if that's going to work, and it'll lay down. And if it will, when I run these new ones, I'll run them a little further under there. I may even screw that cross member there, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Short of running them further under there, I may put a single one of those deck screws countersunk down into that with a nut on the bottom, nut and washer on the bottom of the board, to help it keep from denting and moving later. If you can't catch it, you can't tear it up. So I'll try to pin it down. Anyway, that's good. This stuff isn't drying like I'd hoped. Still no oil on it, but we'll keep an eye on it. And as soon as we can, we'll get it coated. looks like I can tuck this end up in here if I, the channel flange is allowing it underneath, but then as it thickens, it stops it. So if I give up about a 1/2 inch down there, which isn't going to hurt anything because it's still got, you know, it's still under there 4.5 inches. So the trouble ones to get is these outside ones. So I'll stick those out, and then these other ones I should be able to slide back. So I'm going to work on that.
There it goes.
Check for oddball gaps. Looks like I got a kind of an S-curve right there. I'll skip one and respace right there, see if I can force it into place. Just drilling, marking both, but drilling one and screwing it down, and then we'll go back through and get everything marked, screwed off. All right, that looks pretty good. I got a coat of oil on there, pretty heavy coat. We'll let it well up for about a half hour, and we'll come out to see if there's anything that needs to be wiped off. I'm not sure if it's supposed to rain. If it's gonna, I'll probably slip it into the shop here. I'd like to get a second coat on it. I got enough left in that gallon to do a light coat. I don't have to take it right back, so I could warm it up out in the sun this weekend, over the weekend, and make sure that second coat goes in. I guess it takes about a month for this oil to fully harden, but it gets used but not heavy use, so it should get a little bit of time to sit around without anything on it. And that's that. It's looking good. Quick job. All right, that looks a lot better wiped down. That's good now. It looks like the sun's gonna come out eventually today. I'm not sure when. I'm gonna keep this thing out of the shop. I might move it back a little bit. I'll keep an eye on that, and if it warms up and takes that up a little bit more, I'll put another light coat on it today or tomorrow, and then let it sit. But, I may kind of hammer this down here a little bit. We'll see what happens.